This year, Harry Potter fans have popularized reality shifting in order to go to Hogwarts and have sex with Draco Malfoy. Hey, Happy New Year. I first heard about this topic on Curtis Connor's podcast, and then he got attacked by the shifting community, so that seems very fun. In this video, I think I just want to understand more where these people are coming from, investigate some of the claims they say, and then of course, dive into the culture myself maybe. So before I dive into all the fun TikTok craziness, I want to talk about what reality shifting is at its core. And I tried to find the most detailed and reputable source I could to find that detached from anything that has to do with Harry Potter. Now this ability or practice or whatever is called reality shift manifestation, or RSM. A reality shift happens when our brain is able to access the core matrix program that runs our virtual reality world. That's a lot of big words, so let me just, the core matrix is like a hard drive where versions of our timeline are stored, and then the person will use their brain and soul to interconnect to a coexisting timeline where their desires exist, I guess. It's like that Fairly Odd Parents special where Timmy gets that like TV remote and he's going between all the different TV channels. People make this happen with different forms of meditation, lucid dreaming, and rituals. So that's like the basis of what we're working off of here, and that's the best source I could find for the origin of this. Oh yeah, and just so you know where I got my source from, the writer of this paper is called Starfire Tour, and then this is what their website looks like. So I'm not saying that this doesn't make them a trustworthy source, but you can, jump to your own conclusions of how reputable you can call this paper. This is when things are going to start to get a little more fun. So over the past couple of months, Harry Potter fans have adopted reality shifting, or they just call it shifting, and they've made it very, very popular. And by very, very popular, I mean like millions and millions of kids attempting to go to Hogwarts so they can fulfill their deepest desires. And when you initially dive into shifting on TikTok, they dumb it down a lot more than what I just explained at the beginning of this video. So why don't we just start and dive into some of these TikToks that explain different methods and how this whole thing works. I'm curious, does anyone want to learn about shifting? If you don't know, shifting is going to another reality by meditating, sleeping, etc. You can shift anytime. You can even go to a universe where your favorite anime characters are real. It is not dreaming. So that seems pretty simple. And then what they show you are dozens of methods, which are basically the way you can set up and begin to shift. The most popular one I found is this one called the Raven method. You have to lay down on your back and lay in a starfish position. You can listen to relaxing subliminal, slowly count to 100 and think about your DR, desired reality. Oh, and you have to be half asleep. After you count to 100, visualize a scene from your DR and then go to bed, and you should wake up there. Seems pretty simple. When I first watched this, I immediately thought that the tingles on your body and being half asleep, it sounds a lot like sleep paralysis, and it sounds a lot like lucid dreaming, but they're very serious about the fact that it's not lucid dreaming and it's not sleep paralysis, and you're not just having dreams. Here's a method called the heartbeat method. Basically it says you gotta go on YouTube and you find a video of someone's heartbeat, then you put it under your pillow for it to sound like you're sleeping on someone's chest, and then you imagine that you're sleeping on someone from your desired reality's chest. And then when the video stops, imagine that person leading you to a door. When they open the door, imagine a bright white light. You should feel symptoms twitching on. It sounds like they're dying or having like a stroke in their sleep or something. So that's the method side of things. And then you also have something called scripting, which is basically like writing down what you want to happen in your desired reality before you go into it. Me telling my mom I'm going to sleep when I'm actually scripting to go to my dream reality. So it looks like she wrote a whole essay in an MLA format with pictures and everything about where she wants to go. Now, no judge yet, we'll get into this later, but off the bat, it sounds like you're thinking of the same thing over and over again. So subconsciously, you have a dream about those things. But hey, I'm no expert. So here's the first one I saw when I saw it on Curtis's podcast. It's 4 a.m. I just woke up from a shift of 8 months at Hogwarts. I want to go back. Let me leave. I love that little goofy stick out of the tongue, and then she starts sobbing. She's like... Here's another one that I love, and I thought it was satire making fun of it because it's the same song and same layout, but I looked at his account and I read the comments, and I don't know. It's currently 9 a.m. and I just woke up from a full 5 months at Hogwarts. Take me back home, I hate it here. And that's all fine and good. A couple of teenagers maybe being a little a little over exaggerated on the internet. But then you look at the comments. Hogwarts is real. We just gotta find it. I don't care what nobody says. What if Hogwarts is real and we were all just muggles? I believe there are alternative universes where we're superheroes, villains, wizards, etc. Except here on Earth, it's a story. I shifted accidentally last night just for a bit and Draco told me, Hogwarts is real. You just gotta find it. Is that a sign? No, it's not a sign. I'm really anxious to shift because apparently a clone takes over your real life. And yep, this girl is 15 years old. How do y'all think J.K. Rowling came up with this? She shifted realities on accident and wound up in that one and wrote about her experience. Yep, J.K. Rowling met a girl from the UK named Cho Chang, and she decided to come back to Earth and write about it. Did this actually happen? Because I'm looking it up and the internet says nothing about her shifting realities. But hey, we're just scratching the surface because I haven't even gotten into the good stuff yet. I'm just dipping your little toes in so we can get in even more than we already have. So a big trend on Harry Potter talk, as they call it, is to tell your stories about, you know, what happens when you shift, who you meet, the conversations you have. There's this one girl on TikTok whose name is Rebecca Lestrange, and she makes all these TikToks about her experiences in Hogwarts dating Draco Malfoy. I don't really know the Harry Potter timeline. I didn't even read the books or watch the movies. But aren't the kids all like minors when they're in school? This girl is like 19 years old. So I don't know, maybe it's weird just like, you know, sexualizing a kid that was like 11 when you first saw him in the movies, but you know, that's...
Certified freak.
What it was like to date Draco when I shifted, part 3.
What on earth are you singing? It's this really popular Muggle song. It's called...
It's a Muggle song.
What are you doing with your quilt and parchment while brewing a potion? Care to explain what WAP is?
Okay, let's just stop that right there. Sounds a little crazy, right? You know? And then you look at the comments and it's all people being like, when I shift, I'm shifting to a modern Hogwarts. So my plan is to just give Draco one of my AirPods and blare WAP while staring at him. Not Snape reading the WAP lyrics. When I shift, I'm brining all of Gen Z energy and Hogwarts is gonna be shook. Snape probably thought about Lily while reading that. You did not! I did this but with the twins and they sing it all the time. It's the best. I am dissolved. Dating Draco Malfoy 101.
Hi, I'm back. Hello, did you bring the goods? Yeah, I did. This thing's heavy. You got everything. Chocolate frogs, acid pops, sugar quills. Hold on. Yeah, the only thing is that they were kind of out of jelly slugs. I only got one packet.
So it's like they write these like sitcom episodes and then show it on TikTok as if they experience this in like a different reality. And everyone just eats this stuff up. He's so dramatic. And she still gets like over 100,000 likes on most of these. Here's a little Q&A. Can you talk about what your summer is like in Hogwarts?
Let's talk about vacation in the wizarding world. So as you guys know, when I shifted the first time, I stayed there for 3 whole years.
No, it's not crazy. The first time you shifted. You're gone for 3 years.
Then what did you do during summer vacation or during Christmas vacation? Very simple. I either went home because I have a family.
It's very simple, guys. Guys, come on. Doesn't get more complicated. Let's find out.
We did stay at Hogwarts once. And by we, I mean the twins, Ron, Hermione, and Harry, Draco, and I, of course.
The regulars.
It was magical. But if you gave me the choice, I would prefer to go home for the holidays. Being at Hogwarts is amazing, but when you're there to study and to actually, you know, live the student life, it's good to have a break sometimes.
Dude, why are we treating this like she's giving a TED talk? Like she went off to like Antarctica. Why did I say it like that? To study the penguins. I mean, what are we doing? 3 years is a lot of time. How did you feel when you woke up in your CR, which is your what is it? What's CR? I don't want to join Wattpad. Wattpad? Dude, all of this is on Wattpad. You understand? This stuff isn't on scholar.google.com. It's on Wattpad. That's where the research behind this stuff is. It's on a fan fiction website. Current reality, okay? Let's just have some fun and look at some other videos about shifting. Here's one that says, me to this entire app if I ever find out y'all are lying about shifting. If you go to the comments, It's a real whirlwind of fun. I promise it's not a joke or anything. People have done it for years. It's a wide belief in spirituality. You know the wide belief in spirituality to go to Hogwarts and meet all of your favorite characters? It's been happening for centuries. Shifting is 100% real, and as someone who has shifted and makes shifting videos, I agree that there's a lot of weird claims from people on this app, but not from me. Well, let's just find out. Let's go into this person's account and see. Well, guys, my lifelong dream of getting kidnapped has just been fulfilled. I agree there's a lot of weird claims from people on this app.
I got kidnapped, though. You can take it seriously. I got kidnapped.
For anyone that needs it, you can shift. You are going to shift. Shifting is easy. Shifting is real. Shifting is not lucid dreaming. Shifting is 100% real, and anyone can do it truly. But as someone who does shift, I can understand how people can have doubts as well. I promise it's not a joke, sad face. I love this. But it is? How can you be shifting to A, a universe that is fictional, and B, is in the past and yet has never ever changed? And then they just respond and go, it is possible. But how when it's a fictional universe? You just can. The mind is a crazy thing if you actually put some faith in it. Yeah, that's what we're missing here, is I don't put enough faith in this old cranium of mine, this old steel trap. Not enough faith in there. Say what you want about the K-pop community and how crazy they are, but they are not as crazy as the Harry Potter community, because at least they're not going to some alternate dimension and saying, oh, I just went to South Korea and met Jungkook.
Okay, this is going to be the video about how I shifted realities to meet Bangchan. I'm going to make a part 2 about my...
No, never mind, they are doing it. You may be thinking it's just like all these big Harry Potter influencers that are doing this, and that's why there's like so many likes or whatever, and it's not like actually this widespread thing like I'm saying with millions of people. The hashtag for shifting has 1.6 billion views, and almost every single one I see is a different person doing a different thing, talking about something that has to do with shifting, almost always about Harry Potter. And every single one is filled with comments of kids who also want to shift. And also, the majority of these kids are all minors, and if they're not, they're kids who are above 18 telling all this stuff to kids who are minors, who are eating it up. So let me just be transparent if you don't already get my opinion on this. I have it written down here somewhere. Oh yeah, I think it's bad. You can call me dramatic or paranoid or whatever you want, but I don't think it's great for millions of kids to believe we live in like this unstable and like fabricated reality where you can just shift to like fictional places for months and even years. Here's a video with 5.3 million views that was a result of shifting.
I just got mine. Okay, hear me out. So you know how everybody's talking about reality shifting and going to another universe? We can do that to their universe. What if somebody did that to us? And we're just created in someone's mind. Like this image of me is created in someone else's mind. Maybe that's why that theory about multiple universes and multiple versions of you is because there are multiple versions of you created by other people. Like what if I only exist in someone's mind? Because thinking about it, this room is not physical. Like I'm not inside this room. This room is inside me because I'm a brain. And that image of the room gets reflected onto like my head, so the room is in me.
So yeah, that is 5 million views, 1.5 million likes. Okay, but why did I understand everything you said hyphen? When did we decide that like hyphens were gonna replace periods from now on? We actually shift every second. Like, you made coffee instead of tea this morning? There's a universe where you made tea. For anyone with anxiety, this is not true. You are real. This is the thing. It's all these Gen Z kids who are like, everything's fabricated, everything's not real. I'm gonna go to Hogwarts and bone Draco Malfoy, or get boned by Draco Malfoy. And then you have the other half of TikTok who is struggling with mental health, which is a serious thing. I think we should focus on that. And then they have to turn around and immediately say, no, wait, but not for you guys. Everything's okay for you guys. You guys are real. This universe is real, so don't freak out. Okay, I'm gonna go to Hogwarts and get boned by Draco Malfoy. Yeah, Elon Musk said there's a 1 out of 1,000,000% chance that we are in a real world. We aren't real. Basically, it's a simulation. Ah, yes. Elon Musk, famous for basically being a rich toddler. We should definitely take his word. Don't get me wrong. I love talking about theories, about parallel universes and simulation theory and all that jazz. I mean, I'm not saying that's way out of this realm. I'm just saying Hogwarts, the fact that this makes perfect sense. Guys, we're on to something. Gen Z TikTok is going to solve parallel universes theory, and we don't create universes. There are infinite universes, and you take over you and your desired reality. Do not spread false information. Don't be spreading false information. We're actually talking about an already existing universe where all of the actors from Harry Potter look identical to the reality where Hogwarts exists on Earth, and Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson both look like them in the universe. And guys, did we just figure out how to time travel? We literally figured out how to effing time travel through shifting. If kids can shift to Hogwarts in 1995, why can't we shift to our current reality, but 10 years into the future, or the past, since we already exist in those realities? And if we weren't born yet, we can literally shift into existing characters / people. We could literally shift into Hitler or Cleopatra or Abe Lincoln's effing minds. Our generation is crazy. No. Well, you guys are crazy. Not for the reason you think. 289,000 people. Click the like button on that. No, you guys didn't figure it out. You didn't figure it out. I feel like I'm going crazy here.
Am I going crazy?
The fact that this literally doesn't surprise me. This is the same thing as that one guy who was like, we are a generation of trauma, born into the economic collapse of 2008 and the Twin Towers collapsing, and we had to grow up in high school during a worldwide pandemic. It's like, no, you guys you don't have trauma. You weren't drafted into World War II. I'm sorry. We can time travel, but you start realizing, like, what's the point? Like, can I have anything I want? But then it gets boring. It's like Minecraft creative mode, you know? You go in there and for 10 minutes you're blowing everything up with TNT, and then suddenly a glaze goes over your eyes and you're like, what is the purpose? Why am I here? Most of these kids have like 10-15 years till their brain is fully developed, and this is what they're worrying about. And then anytime someone calls these people out or expresses that they think the whole thing's BS, you have everyone just like dogpile on in the comments. Like, people have been doing this for millions of years. This is a spiritual practice. You are disrespecting. That's not what's happening. This is kids believing that they can go to Hogwarts and get boned by Draco Malfoy. Sorry, I know this is, I'm shooting this after I finish shooting, but I wanted to look up shifting proof on TikTok and see what I can find. Here's one. Proof shifting is real. Oh, that went fast. Hold on, let me back it up. This contains several CIA documents from videos on YouTube from 5 years ago. This means it's not just a trend. The CIA documents were from 1984. There's a lot more, but that's all for now. You got me there. Proof it all exists. Introducing every film or TV show that involves shifting realities, as many as I can think. Did she just flip me off? Wait, what? So you're telling me because there's pop culture and television shows and movies that talk about shifting realities, then that just means it exists? Like, what? Excuse me? Proof you can shift into the anime world. Oh, I haven't seen this yet. Michael Jackson went to Demon Slayer. Oh, this is like shifting gears, and this is proof that a guy can shift gears in his car, apparently. I'm in a different TikTok now. Okay, back to what I was saying. But hey, if you're watching this and I've made wrong claims about shifting and I didn't do enough research, because I'm sure I didn't, send me the research. Maybe you can convert me, but I'll be serious about it. I try to take this thing seriously, and I'll prove that I'm going to try to take it seriously, because I'm going to try it tonight. Now, in order to shift, I assume you have to know like a fair amount about the world you're shifting to. To be honest with you guys, I never read or watched Harry Potter, so I feel like I'm not prepared to go to that world because I don't really know the personality of the characters. I don't know my way around Hogwarts. I'm gonna need a map. So I think I need to go somewhere that I know a fair bit about, which is why I've decided to shift to Into the Spider-Verse. I've always wanted to have Spider-Man powers, and Into the Spider-Verse already explores that like multiverse theory, so I feel like it's the perfect place to go, and I just want to go as myself, but with spider powers. So the first thing you have to do is script, which I don't really know that much about, but from my understanding, you basically just like write down whatever you want to happen in your desired reality in a journal or something, so you can, I guess, like manifest it. But I'm gonna follow this TikTok to do everything right. And I actually have a journal right here. How to script it safe. If you have a high pain tolerance, the more fighting there is, the higher you can tolerate pain. Yeah, I think I want that. If I'm in Spider-Man, I don't really want the Green Goblin to like throw one of those exploding pumpkins on me and burn me. You never run out of important supplies, food, water, etc. Yeah, I can say don't require food/drink. You have no food allergies or allergies in general. I'm allergic to cats. Not allergic to cats. So I think it's basically just write down whatever you want to happen. Like, I'm gonna say that I want to go to the world Into the Spider-Verse in New York, and then I want to fight with the team against the Sinister Six. Second, we have to think about what our method is gonna be. So I decided to go with the Raven method, obviously, because it's the most popular and I feel like I've heard it work the most for people. Well, I mean, it's getting dark outside, so the only thing we can do is wait till nighttime, and then yeah, I'll document how I do, see how well I shift. Okay, so it's very early in the morning and I think I'm ready to start shifting. I wrote down all the steps right next to my script. I wrote my whole script, excuse my handwriting. I basically wrote that I'm gonna know I'm in my desired reality when I wake up on Aunt May's couch. She's gonna be cooking breakfast. I'm gonna run out to go to school. I'm gonna meet up with Miles and Gwen at school and Into the Spider-Verse. Battle breaks out. I defeat the enemy. And then Peter Parker's gonna put his hand on my shoulder and then I'm gonna wake up. So I kind of broke down the method into 7 parts. I'm gonna relax real quick, unwind. I'm gonna watch a clip from Into the Spider-Verse from one of the battles. I'm gonna read my script all the way through. I'm gonna put on a subliminal. I'm gonna get my headphones on and I'm gonna put on a subliminal specifically for shifting. Then I'm gonna lay out in my starfish position the best I can. It's not really a lot of space, but I'm gonna do what I can. Then I'm gonna slowly count to 100 while thinking about my desired reality. And then after that, I'm gonna keep going until hopefully I wake up, or I'll fall asleep, and then we'll see what happens from there. So wish me luck. I'm going in. If I don't make it out on the other side, just hit that like button, am I right? Peace out. It actually worked. No, it didn't. It didn't work. Last night I did everything I said I was gonna do. I put my headphones in and I put on this creepy subliminal music. I'll put an example of it right here. I'm a very uncomfortable person. I can't sleep easily. So the fact that I had to sleep in a starfish position was already very uncomfortable, but I focused as hard as I could. I counted as high as I could to 100 while thinking about my desired reality and my script and all of that. And I took it very seriously. I kind of just fell in this like looped trance of me trying to convince myself to keep going and not just like roll over and fall asleep. And it was really hard, but I did as well as I could do. I kept trying to count up and I focused so hard that like by the time I decided that I was done doing it and I was gonna roll over, that I checked the time on the video and a whole hour had passed. So I tried for an hour in the middle of the night. Again, I'm not saying that means that it's disproven or whatever. I still don't believe in it, but I just wanted to try it for myself because I feel like it would have been unfair if I didn't. And so yeah, thank you for watching this video. Share it with someone if you think someone might be interested in it, or someone who knows about shifting who can send me more resources or talk to me about it. Last night I was telling some people about it and I dove into even more craziness that I didn't even know about. Different YouTube videos, different like Google Docs of like scripts that you can do. A whole lot of stuff that I'd like to add in another video. So if this video does well enough, I'd love to keep going. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. You know what to do. And our first gamer of the week this year is gonna be my boy Jack, all caps. He left a comment on the last video. So if you want to be a gamer of the week, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the video. That's all from me this week. I will see you next Monday.